say that it feels right.
Hey lads and ladettes, Carlos aka Bigera here with another video. You might be wondering, what's this content you're bringing today, Big? Well, today's video is a bit different from my others because it's not about games, it's more about knowledge. So guys, I just want to let you know, I'm going to be starting a new series called Educational Thursday, which is going to be about, well, learning. What I mean is every Thursday I'll be uploading a video about a certain topic to hopefully share my knowledge of that topic with you. So with that said, today's video's topic is in the title below. I'm going to be talking about the essentials you will need to build your very own PC. I want to say before we get into this, don't confuse this with instructions on how to build your own PC, because that's not what the video is about. It's about what you need to build a PC and what you should think about before you purchase any hardware or begin your build. Okay guys, let's get into the video now. So first, you'll be needing a motherboard, which is on the screen right here as you can see. This is basically the backbone of your computer, which means it's very important, if not the most important. The motherboard is the base of the build. Without it, you can't even use any of the other parts because everything is plugged into your motherboard when it's all said and done. When choosing a motherboard, be very careful because the motherboard must be compatible with the other parts of your computer. Typically, you might want to get the motherboard first so that you have a general idea of the parts you'll be getting. Second, you'll be wanting to get a central processing unit, also known as a CPU. Now, the CPU is what interprets and executes program instructions. As you can see, the CPU is very small in size, but trust me, it plays a huge role in how good your computer can handle any processes running. Now if you want a good CPU, make sure you choose one with higher clocking speed, and to do that, just look how high the gigahertz are. The higher the gigahertz, the more your CPU can process before reaching its limits. Again, as before, be careful when choosing a CPU, make sure it's compatible with your motherboard, otherwise it'll be completely useless. Okay, so the next part you'll be wanting to get is the graphics processing unit, also known as a GPU. So the GPU is what handles image rendering for your computer, and if you have gaming in mind, this is one of the most important pieces. The better the graphics card, the better your frames per second will be. Now if you want a good GPU, just find one that has high clock rates and good memory bandwidth. Just one last thing, I know I've said this about 3 times, but I can't stress how important this is. Make sure your GPU is compatible with your motherboard, because again, if it's not, you won't be able to use it and it'll be complete trash. Okay guys, so we're about halfway there now. So the fourth part you'll be needing is a good power supply. This is the source of all the power that comes to your computer, so without this baby, your computer will just never turn on. For your power supply, be sure that it will have enough juice to power all the parts of your computer, otherwise you will not be able to support all the parts and it won't function properly. So with this part, people tend to buy last so that they know how much power their power supply will need to supply based on their build. Fifth part is going to be RAM, which is an abbreviation for random access memory. What this does, it allows you to run applications. The more gigabytes you have for your RAM, the more applications you will be able to run while you use your computer. Now that I know of, there are 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes, and 32 gigabyte sticks of RAM that are purchasable for your computer. Now there is not a lot more to say about RAM, but this is the basic gist of it. So the sixth part is going to be hard drives. Now this is the storage area for all the data on your computer. So a hard drive contains all your files and folders that are downloaded into the computer. So essentially, the more gigabytes / terabytes your hard drive has, the more things you can keep stored in your computer. And now there are a variety of different types of drives, but I'm going to stick to 2. So 2 different types would be solid state drives, aka SSD drives, and hard disk drives, aka HDD drives. Now typically you would see an SSD drive in a laptop, but trust me, they're really good when building a PC. As you can see on the screen, they are very small, so you might be able to fit more in a case rather than a HDD drive, which as you can also see is bigger than the SSD. So HDD drives do hold more storage, but if you're looking for a PC for gaming, you might want to have at least one SSD drive to hold your games. SSD drives do cost cheaper and have quite a bit of storage for a drive its size. They would benefit you just to have games from them. So this next part is optional guys. I've seen many people build their computers without them, but if it's your first time building a PC, I highly recommend you get one. The next part is a case for your computer. The case is where everything goes in. Cases vary greatly, but the most important is to get one that fits all your hardware comfortably and has great airflow to keep all your hardware cool. Some come with fans and lights, but airflow is still key because it helps your system run without overheating. So now coming up to this last part, which I wasn't sure whether I add or not, because I mean it's kind of obvious, but just in case I decided why not. The last item is a mouse and keyboard. These two items are essential because not having them, it just doesn't allow you to access anything on your computer. It's kind of like having an Xbox or a PS4 without a controller. Decide what's best on your price range. Of course, your plans of usage for your rig. Gaming mice/keyboards are costly for higher end stuff, so find something that you think will work. So yeah guys, these are the parts you would need to build a PC of your very own, but just in case you're wondering where you can go to buy parts for your computer, here are 3 of my personal favorite websites. So as you can see, the first one is Amazon. The reason I chose this and I love it so much is because it always has sales, so at times it can be really cheap to buy really good parts. The second one right here is Newegg, which is a site dedicated to mainly electronic parts, so you know they have their really good share of parts. Lastly is PC Part Picker, which is a website that compares computer parts by prices, quality, and even tells you if the parts are compatible to your motherboard. Now again, these are my personal favorite websites, but if you have any better resources, feel free to share them in the comments below. Before you go, I would like to say a couple things. Now I know I didn't explain much about each part, but again, that's not what the video was about. It's about what you need to build a PC. But just in case you do want a video that goes more in depth about the parts, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll make sure to make it in the next or upcoming Educational Thursday. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, just would like to thank my brother for helping me with this video. He's a great person as well as a good computer whiz. If any of you are interested, he has a website that you can go on and message him for help on computer related questions. Just leave your name, email, and a message and he'll get to you when he can. The link to his website is in the description down below.
Let's go.